All right, hello and welcome back for the third game of week number 6 as we are going to have the Hanoi Hydras taking on the New York Nightmare. Hoping for a good one. I think we'll get to it, but you can look at it. Hanoi should be favorites because they're sitting at 5-0, but New York, a very respectable 3-2 behind them. And so we'll see. As you can see, it is New York on a 2-winning streak. Well, of course, Hanoi, all 5 of theirs are in a streak. But I think that last win, especially of note for the Nightmare, as they managed to take down a very strong Calgary team in 5 games. Moving over to our weekly schedule, 2 sweeps, both by, I would say, the favorites in the game. And so we'll see if that changes here, or if Hanoi can reproduce it. Moving then over to our standings, 2 teams sitting at 5-0, Lincoln 1 step behind them, then a small gap down to New York, and then Santa Carla, and then Calgary alone at 2-3, with Steinhatchee and Arcadia below them, and then Miami and Havana now tied at 1 and 5. Moving over then to our scenarios. First, we'll focus in on the top 2 teams here, as Hanoi and Chicago both clinch with a win. Now, important to note, as of now, the playoff line is 6 wins, which is why these teams clinch with a win. But if those 3 teams lose, Steinhatchee, Havana, Arcadia, then the line drops down to 5 wins, and so therefore these teams already with 5 wins would clinch. Now, of course, if you look, Chicago play Arcadia, so therefore if Chicago lose, Arcadia win, and that second scenario fails. So Chicago need a win, while Hanoi have a second option. Moving over then to our 4-win team, we have Lincoln, who are, again, 4-1, so that now with their win last night, they're up to 5. But because they're only at 5, they need that second condition to happen. And so, of course, Havana have already lost, and so they'll be waiting on the other 2 results to see if they'll be able to clinch this week. Moving then down to our stats, Halio and Nate will be your key players, with the team stats being pretty squarely in favor of Hanoi at a 5-1 split, with saves going the other way. Pretty clearly in Halio's favor for Hanoi, with shot percentage going to Latumos and assists to Lyman. On the other side, though, we have 2 ties, as goals and saves are tied between Nate and Code. Code also will claim shots, and then demos go over to Jared. So, I think, as I said, Hanoi, pretty clearly favorites. It's just kind of that simple. They're 5-0. They have swept 4 games, and they look like the best team in Prism. And so I have to expect them to play like the best team in Prism and beat New York. But in saying that, this is a little bit of a trap game. If New York have their whole roster, which I don't see a PFA move yet, and so I have to assume that they do, then this is a really good team, and they have shown that on the field. They haven't had their team a lot, but last week shows it, if nothing else, as they took down a very strong team in a very competitive series. And so I think for Hanoi, this is a team we have seen make mistakes. And so I think they need to limit those a bit, because if we see those mistakes and those overcommitments, I believe that New York could turn the series on them. But I have to go with Hanoi. I think if I'm going to be bold, I'm going to predict a 3-1 for Hanoi. It's a little bit of a boring match, but I'm just choosing to believe that New York can take a game. But hey, we'll see. And on the other side, Hanoi, it's just going to be, how do they look? Now, obviously, their offensive numbers are very inflated, in part because they've played some rough teams and have just kind of stat padded off them. But just in general, they haven't played the most difficult teams, and they have made it look like they aren't playing the most difficult teams. You know, there's beating the teams you should beat, and then there's decimating them. And so far, that's been Hanoi. And so, like I mentioned in the Discord, it is going to be interesting to see. Because I think if you look at their schedule, you have to say the most respectable team they have played has to be Santa Carla, and that game went to 5. So I believe they certainly can beat most, if not all, teams in the league. Question is, will they? And how does it look when they do match up? And I think this is going to be the first test of that. That New York, of course, haven't been the best team all season long, and certainly will be clear underdogs here. But at the same time, there is a chance that we see a good result out of them. As soon as one Hanoi player left the lobby and one said BRB, New York joined. So I guess we're going to be waiting a second, even though we do now have everyone in. So we will be getting into this one shortly. I'm certainly, like I said, hoping for a good game. I would love to see New York make this competitive and give us a series. But, of course, with that said, I need to favor Hanoi. I need to say it might not be the best series. So, we'll find out. It's that simple. And don't put all your stock in Game 1, because so often Game 1 does not speak to the rest of the series, especially if it's one-sided. And at the same time, I mean, just last week, New York got completely blown out of the water in Game 1, and then found their footing, adjusted to the playstyle, and looked a whole lot better for the entire rest of the series. So we might see an adjustment game from New York, or we might see a slow start for Hanoi, or we'll see. But I think that's going to be the question, because Calgary, as we said, are a team that can almost rely on being able to get their pressure and their advantage. And so New York did well to counter that and give themselves their own control of the field, which really limited what we saw out of Calgary and allowed them to take that one. Hanoi aren't the same. Hanoi can make those more individual plays a lot more readily, and they have just pretty easily been able to have that pressure. And so it will be interesting to see how do New York play this one, as we are now ready to jump into it. Game number 1, Hanoi in blue, New York in orange. As, by the way, Pitt, LA2 joined with the rest of the team and then left right before you guys joined. But, of course, we are now into this one. Halio trying to control it as we're already seeing some early pressure by Hanoi. I didn't turn up my game audio, so as always, I'm going to need to do that on a goal. This one played over to the side, or I'll do it after the game if all the goals are good. We'll see. As Halio trying to pop this one forward. New York looking for a clear. It's just getting trapped in early here. Code trying to catch up to it. Lemon will get it over to the left side where LA2 is already waiting. LA2 now drop down, but cut off by Jared. Lemon sitting back. He'll bang it downfield. Code up next. That one going the wrong way. LA2 will get under it. He'll pop into the corner. He'll look for the pass down, but it's too far for Halio, who will have to catch to the side wall. Lemon an even 50 there, but will lose the second one. Code not able to connect as now Halio has control, and he'll get it over one more. Quick play forward. Jared blocks to the side, but Halio stole a boost, and now he'll 50 it back towards Lemon. Lemon, though, dunked by Jared. It's bouncing in. Give me just 1 second here to do the audio, as it was just a simple dunk. It's that easy. Just a little bit too much patience, a little bit too much slow play. Meanwhile, just the absolute dive out of New York, and they are going to get first blood here. And they're going to play from in front in game number 1. Now, of course, Hanoi, very much a high-scoring team. They have the most goals of Prism, sitting at 68 so far, where the next highest being Chicago at 62. So they have been scoring, and keep in mind that is even with a low games played, as there you go, LA2 is up again. And there's goal number 1 to Hanoi as LA2 gets up, beats Jared to the ball, drops it through. And this game is tied. A minute 38 in. And Hanoi have their response. So now the question is, where do we go from here? Of course, it was a bit of a fluke goal, you'd like to think, for New York, with just a dunk from the midfield. And so now that that goal has been wiped off the board, in essence, will we see another one come through, or can Hanoi just not give them any offense and not give them any chances? Almost another dunk here, but Code's shot is blocked away by LA2. Nate now under it. Lemon can dive back in time. Halio downfield. Code is deep. He'll try to jump, but he'll lose the 50 to Lemon. LA2 up early. He'll bounce it in. No one even challenges, and LA2 gives Hanoi the lead. Everyone gets trapped without boosts. Nate's not ready for it. And of course, now that Hanoi have a lead, Lemon is choosing to talk, but just an unfortunate turn here for New York as they are really just falling apart through the middle of this game. Jared starts to panic. The touch is way too strong. No one's in net. And so it is now a 2-goal Hanoi lead. Still half the game left to go, but they're starting to take over here on Manfield as this one bounces out. Awkward, but Nate's touch just goes wide, and no one's there to follow it. LA2 now in the air next, though. Going downfield, dunked back away, bouncing up. Lemon under it, dropping it back down, will not connect on the touch. Now in the air again, this one 50'd back. Halio trying to slow it down, working his way in. Pass over, taken away by Nate. Just Lemon back, but it's low boost for New York as Nate cuts it, but Code wasn't playing for it. Again, just a bit too slow to the play. And so it got cleared once more. New York just need to speed it up. So far, they haven't found the threat because they're just not there for it. Nate tries to drop this one down, will get by one, but now Lemon's there to catch it. He'll try to pop it up, pass across, looking for a shot. It goes high, Code gets the save. LA2 now pass back, Nate will get a piece of it, but Halio's still there. Drop down to Jared, but it's just a light touch towards Lemon. Lemon now, that touch is wide. Dropping back out again, 80 seconds left to go. This one bouncing away, and no one able to reach it. Jared now again. Bumped off it, and Halio another clear. 70 seconds left to go. New York have stabilized to avoid giving up any more goals, but they haven't scored any either. Still down by 2. As they look to pull this one back, but that beats them all. LA2 has an open net. Just an overcommit. It barely bounces over Nate. Jared is way too close. And so there's no one left to play it. It bounces all the way in. And Hanoi extend their lead to 4. LA2 now in the air again, going for a reset, looking for a dunk. It won't quite go through. Halio now in there to play it next. Code trying to drop it down. LA2 off the sidewall, looking for the cut back in. It's wide, but Halio reads it. And it goes to 5. New York are off balance, and they have not stabilized. There was a time when we did see Hanoi struggling, but that has not been recently. This one's 50 back again. Halio's there again. Second hat trick of the game. This one for Halio. It's 6. This one sure got out of hand in a hurry. And so this is where we say again, you don't put all your stock in this game one. The question is going to be, do we see a mental? Like, what sort of mental do we see from New York? Because this game is tough, and it has been tough since the halfway mark. So do they just struggle, feel like it's over, and not find their way back into it? Or do they actually pick themselves back up and give us a stronger game? Because I certainly think there are ways for New York to get themselves into this, but we just need to see them be a little bit more careful with their defense, and then we need to see more speed in offense. Either way, of course, that will do it for game number 1, as Hanoi, pretty confident, I'd say, will take it 6-1. LA2 going to be the top of the leaderboard, as the shooting is 15-4. And so, Hanoi pretty simply, pretty calmly will take down game number 1. And as we look forward now towards game number 2, again, the question will be, will the same thing happen, or will New York put up more fight? As, yeah, I mean, we'll see. It's not looking great so far, but again, we saw good moments, especially that counter, and then it felt like as soon as they got scored on, everything was panic. Everything was desperation, and it was just simple mistakes. So we've seen this team battle back. We've seen them put up a good offensive series. We need to see it again. Very clearly. It's a different gameplay that they're requiring here, and it's a different level that they're required here. But can they reach it, or will Hanoi just look a little bit too strong? They were, in fact. Halio now off the right side, looking for a double, but won't quite get it on target. Nate now waiting under it. He'll backflip, and Jared will try to take it. Jared now in the air. He'll beat Lemon, but Lemon has a safety net, as Halio's there to play it wide. Code now trying to recenter it. Drop across, but caught away by LA2. 40 boost to his name. In the air, reset, dunked by Jared. Halio now will let it go as Code tries to pop it downfield. He'll beat one, but Lemon's back, and he'll bang it over to LA2 towards the side. Halio now jumping across. He'll pass it back. LA2 up high. Lemon there. There's goal number 1 stolen by LA2, but Hanoi are on the board. Again, the defense just off balance. No one covering the net. And so the shot finds its mark. And the Hydras will lead early here. Halio looking for a pass over to the side. Jared's already waiting. A demo and a bump open things up. And Jared ties the game. 1-1. Code does a little bit of bullying, and it buys the space they need. Jared has the dribble, and New York get an important goal to bring things right back to even. But of course, they're going to need to do a lot more than that. LA2 now trying to center it across, pinched over to the left side. Code trying to jump. Lemon out off the corner. Nate trying to bring it down. Lemon will get a dunk. Code is up. He won't read it. LA2 is there. LA2 scores. Again, the defense panics. Code jumps early and won't read it. Jared flips by it, fooled by the changeup. And it is 2-1. Hanoi lead again. Now back into the corner. LA2 won't connect. It'll be Nate to try to play it. Going for the air dribble, but he's losing height early. Still a pretty good 50. And now Jared just looks for a quick shot, but Lemon dives in for it. Code now beats LA2. He'll look to go from the sidewall. Reset under one more, but Alio's light touch away. Plenty enough to find Lemon, who gets it all the way downfield. This one now to Halio. It's up high. They'll need a follow, but Jared gets it away for the moment, although there's a follow-up potentially here. Lemon will jump up. He'll get a shot, but it's saved by Code. Still, New York need to stabilize. That one popped away, and Nate will try to get it downfield. Going for a reset. Down to Jared. Flick just wide. A close attempt, but not quite enough. This one's off the back wall, and Lemon is lurking. It's Lemon off the back wall. Halio hits the post, but Lemon's there to follow it up. Hanoi double their lead again as it is 3-1. Hydras starting to run away with this one again. Jared looking for a shot. Lemon, even with no boost, able to save that one. Nate now the reset, looking to follow it up. It's pinched off the back wall, dropping down. Lemon's there for a clear. Again, it feels like we're seeing a couple good shots, a couple opportunities, but they're all just simple shots at the net, and then there's no one there to follow, as again, the defense is just way too slow. New York are just completely outpaced, and they have zero answer, as Nate is just sitting on the goal line, can't read it. Halio just pops it over him, and it's now 4-1. The right side again. Jared trying to wait behind it as LA2 wins the 50 in. He'll catch it. He'll dribble it up. Halio in the air. It's off the bar. But LA2's flick will beat the defense, keeping the pressure on. Lemon trying to center. Awkward touch out. LA2 again. The defense again is just lacking. And Hanoi are taking advantage. It's just an awkward touch out, and then there are two defenders in the net, and yet neither one can do anything. And so Hanoi up 5-1 again. That one just a harmless shot saved away. Code trying to add more pressure, looking for a center, but won't do nearly enough, and there's no one there to support anyway. Now played away by Nate again. Baked out by Halio. Pop up to LA2, off the corner, double, blocked by Lemon. Could go the other way, but Halio's already recovering. Nate now trying to cut it down, he'll flick, he'll score! New York do get one back. Halio gets beat, Nate with the flick will beat a second. And so New York do get one back, still down by 3 though. A long way left to go here in game number 2. Halio drops it down. It's pinched. It's so close. It's just wide. But Jared is there. 5-3. Okay. Maybe the start of something. 2 goals is still a lot. But a bit of a wayward play there by Halio. And it just manages to get back into his net. And so 90 seconds, New York need to keep this speed up, need to keep this pressure rolling, but LA2 has the ball, saved away by Jared. Lemon now will grab the boost, trying to delay a challenge, but Jared is there, bouncing in front. Where's Lemon going? Nate gets another. 5-4. Lemon just side flips, watches it go over his head. And it is a 1-goal game. Demo there opens up some space for Nate. He doesn't have boost, but he can look for a challenge. LA2, though, plays it fantastically, and that'll force it all the way downfield. Lemon now beat. Halio's behind him. Nate will get the save. Jared trying to get it downfield. Code is there. He'll fake out the defender, but Lemon's able to get back in time. Final minute to play here. Nate off the left wall. Halio waiting back. Nate another even 50. Lemon lurking behind, but Code's able to get there. Problem is it's LA2 now. He'll look for Lemon. Lemon on a catch, but loses control and has to go to the corner. Now 50 around again. Halio shadowing back, but no one's touching it for New York. Nate now 50 across. Jared will turn, but Lemon gets a piece of it again. Code's shot is in. It's a 4-goal swing. From 5-1 to 5-5, New York have tied the game. They still need another. Tie won't cut it, but they have brought it back for now. LA2 though with space. This is scary, and it'll be the death of New York. Panic. Space, and that's a bad combination as Jared just goes a little bit too quick. Can't make the play. 21 seconds. Now up the sidewall again, played forward. Code trying to follow it up. He'll get it off the left wall. New York in need of another, but it's going the other way. Hanoi will lie to tell you it was easy, but it looks like they're gonna get it in the end. Lemon has scored, by the way. 7-5, an absolute shootout. But as the clock runs down, Hanoi will close out game number 2, and they will be one away from securing what has long felt like a guaranteed spot in the playoffs. There was hope for New York. You gotta believe in the second half of that game, but it just wasn't enough, and so we're gonna need to see more. 16-11, closer, but still very much Hanoi favored. And so as we look on now for game number 3, Hanoi are the ones on match point, and it's gonna be a long way back for New York. Will they bring it back? Do they have what it takes? Or will Hanoi just be too strong again as we load in game number 3? Early shot off the kickoff goes wide. Nate trying to drop it down. Hallie will pop it right back up in the air. It's low boost for New York, and it's just bouncing in. Lemon does a little bit of bullying to Jared. Code has no boost, and they just have to watch. 12 seconds, and it is first blood over to the Hydras again. This one up off the right side. Jared will bang it downfield. Hallio now up. Banging it down, looking for the play. Lemon has the read. The defense again is stumped. And it's 2-0 already. No one able to read it. No one able to react. As Hanoi look poised to just do it again. Now trying to follow it downfield. Low boost, looking for a dribble and a flick, but LA2, plenty of patience, plenty of time, and he will get it away. LA2 now waiting under it yet again. As it's sitting in the corner here. Hallio chases it down, though. He'll get a demo. Looking to stay with it. Pop up in the air, off the post. Lemon there, 50'd away by Nate. Hallio now, backwards, he'll pop up. He'll 50 it in, but Jared gets it blocked over to the side. Now across, Lemon already on it. Down to the corner, it'll bounce back down. LA2 gets beat, but Hallio is already there. He'll center it across, it'll bounce back away. Now down off the ceiling again. Lemon will try. Hallio will as well, but his touch goes high. Now bouncing back. Nate already under it. He'll pop it up downfield. Now popped away again. Hallio will end up with it. He'll try to play it downfield. It's off the sidewall here. Now back in, LA2 off the left wall. Nate trying to play it in. Nate shot off the back wall, dropping down. Jared, it'll go wide. Now Code on it next. Up towards the ceiling, looking for a pass down. No one there. Jared on it again. As this one is just sitting on the line. I don't know where that much of an awkward play came from. But it's 2-1. New York get a goal back. They will once again not get shut out. And now 2-1. It feels at least a little bit within reach, as there's just under 2 minutes left to go. Nate's shot here blocked away by Halio. Lemon playing it away. Code will bang it forward, but LA2 there for the parry. Now there's no one back. Jared will try, and he will get it for the moment. Halio on it next. Up in the air. LA2 lurking. He'll pass it down, but Lemon can't hit the shot. Nate now banging it downfield. Code is there, but the shot goes wide. Jared in next. Low boost, can't turn a shot. Now popped away again. Very awkward here for Hanoi as Nate gets beat. Code tries to pop it in. Low boost for Halio, but he'll get there in the end. Now he'll get his own corner as Jared tries for a 50, but Lemon plays it the other way. Under 2 minutes left to go. New York still trying, but New York still trailing, as they need at least one more to get themselves another life in this game. And of course, they'll need one beyond that if they even want to force game 4. This one's up in the air. Halio trying to drop it down, but Code gets the beat. LA2 now over to the right side. He'll go for a reset, looking for the pass over, gets a second even. Don't think he got it actually. As Nate goes for a play, gets a bump, but that's it. LA2 low 50, just goes the other way. Lemon now low boost, he'll look for a pass, but there's no one there. Nate picks it up high, looking for a pinch, but Halio plays it better. Code now around the outside. LA2 trying to drop it in, Nate downfield. Halio up again, reset down, played off the corner by Jared. Now off the sidewall, Code won't connect. LA2 racing in, puts it wide. Didn't have a shot, so he elects to save possession. As there's a shot, it's high. Another life for New York, but they're still in need of a goal. Code down towards the corner. Popped away by Halio as he'll get a long clear downfield. Jared waiting, but LA2 takes action. Again, far too passive. As the defense can only watch, and Hanoi are walking all the way to 6-0. Under 30 seconds left to play, a 2-goal lead. I don't think this is one that's coming back. New York make it a fight within each game, but as with many teams before them, they cannot take one off them. They cannot take down the Kings. The Hanoi Hydras are rolling again. Add one more at 0, as they are 6-0, and they are playoff bound. Might as well just add one more. Might as well. Just kind of feels necessary. As that's a pretty good game for Hanoi. I think it's that simple. It's a pretty good game. As I think especially LA2. LA2 these last few weeks has just been on another level, really. I mean, he has just been going crazy. And then, of course, when you have Halio on the team, if you have someone else going off, you're nigh unstoppable, because Halio is going to be there to pressure and do almost everything with the ball. And suddenly you have a threat from another member, not a lot you can do. And then, of course, Lemon might be helping with some mental. We're seeing some good shots out of him. It's really just, this team has a absolutely nasty top 2, and Lemon is a third that's willing to fit in with the roster. That's pretty much what's happening. So, all the respect to Hanoi as New York, I mean, I respect it, you know? They tried. They put up a pretty good battle there. But, as I'm not even going to message Halio, I guess, because Lemon's saying he wants an interview, so, like, fine. But, yeah, I mean, yeah, Lemon, I mean, again, as we've said, hit the ball, one of your teammates will score it. Like, I don't feel like you had that many crazy passes, I feel like you just hit it forward and your teammates are just like perfect off the backboard, and the New York just couldn't react to it. So, I mean, fair play. As of course, before we go to that, I will also show, as is posted in the Discord, that will push Hanoi over to a playoff berth. So they will be the first team across the 8-bit league to secure their spot. Of course, there are 5 more to go. And most likely next will be Chicago in Prism. And then we'll go from there. Is Lincoln also a chance to clinch this week? And then many more will follow. As, yeah, not a lot of games scheduled so far. Daytona play on Thursday. They clinch with a win. That would probably be the next team, unless another team schedules for tomorrow night, because then we have Boston Madison already set for tomorrow. But the winner of that game will still need help to clinch, so that won't take them all the way. But either way, with all that said, we are going to have an interview, and so we will be back in just one moment. And we are back with Hanoi. How about yet another 3-0 sweep as you guys improved to 6-0 and clinch your spot in the playoffs? How's it feel?
It feels pretty good, but we still have a bunch of tough teams to face. Clinching playoffs definitely helps, trying not to get first rounded again, but feels
Just
pretty
getting
good.
there doesn't mean you'll get past the first round.
Yeah, that is true.
Hell, you might feel a
Depends.
little sleepy.
Yeah, no, please no.
You might feel a little tired. I don't know.
Yeah.
So, why do you think that these games, for large part, were so one-sided? If I may just ask that.
I mean, it just feels like that we were there to beat them every single time. We outpaced them heavily. I did get told by Pickhop he had a game plan going into this, and I had one too. It was just to start demo chasing, and I think it worked pretty well, to be honest. You know, um, anytime I lob the ball, some like one of my teammates are just there and they score somehow. I like this. I like being on a super team. You know what I mean? Getting carried and backpacked. So, pretty new feeling to me.
Yeah. I mean, with that, I will then also ask, why did the games then get so close? Other than game one, of course.
I would say I just unlocked in, to be honest.
That play was rough. Game two, that
Yeah. Game two, side flip of units, all that stuff. Yeah, I just unlocked in. I was joking around, but yeah, we knew they had never had a chance in game two. Just scored two right after. So
fair enough.
easy clean up.
Kellen wants to ask if it was nerves or lack of trying.
Honestly, it was just a lack of trying, to be honest. I did have a little bit of nerves going into this game, but showed out in game one, knew that we were instantly the better team, and played my game. Stopped trying in game two after a little bit, and then they came back. I blame myself for that, but they did put up a decent fight in game two. So
Fair
I'll
enough.
say that.
Now, I will ask, of course, the always Kellen question of who do you think is your biggest threat going forward?
I would say Inferno, especially after adding Zach. We still have to play you guys, but we definitely make easy work with you guys. But um, yeah, I am a little bit intimidated by Inferno. I will say much better team than I thought they would be, especially with Zach now. I think Zach's a huge upgrade. Yeah, would love to play that team in a couple weeks. Can't wait.
Fair enough. But then before that, you guys are slated to play up against Steinhatchee next week. How do you feel about that matchup?
You already know. Sweep, beat down. Can't wait to play against Cleaner, but gonna have to make quick work of them. They just don't have any firepower against us. Yeah, like as I said, I mean it'll be pretty easy work until the last 2 weeks. Everyone makes plans or playoffs. I think Stenhatchee could do something in plans.
Cole Bob's got to turn up.
Yeah, I don't know
Yeah.
about that. He was low-key doo-doo on my team for the
All
3
right.
weeks I had him.
All right.
Don't talk about my God, Cole Bob like that.
You mean me? Your goat?
Now,
Right.
Kellen did also
I
ask
got
for
multiple goats.
clarification that is Zach your buddy and it's biased that you think it's a good addition, or do you think it's actually that big of a pickup?
I think it is a very big pickup. I never thought highly of BP, and watching his gameplay, I personally would say I can back it up. But Zach, he looked very good on Sentinels or against Sentinels, and he looks like he was playing just fine with them, especially after game 1. So I'm really happy to see Zach get picked up. He'll probably thrive on there.
Fair enough. Well, I think that's about all I have for you guys. So, congratulations on the win again, and good luck next week.
Thank you, Doggo.
Thank
Have a
you.
good night.
You as well. Lynx, I want to clarify your question. What do you mean by that? Like, who ends the season in 9th place? Like, second to last? Is that what we're going with? Like, I'll try to answer the question, but I need clarification on what exactly you mean by that. But yeah, I mean the confidence definitely not unwarranted. Of course, Lemon's probably not the main source it should be coming from, but he always does that. I mean, I guess ends 9th. That would probably be. I guess technically that would be the higher play-in team to lose, because they are locked that 7 versus 10 winner gets 7, and 8 versus 9 winner gets 8. But at the same time, and I think that could technically be subject to change. Like, I think technically, because I think it should be the other way, but it would be the higher seeded team to lose their play-in game. And that's difficult on many levels, because who do you think is going to make it to the play-in? Who is going to lose the play-in? But who's going to be a pretty good seed in the play-in? And that's really tough. I want to say Steinhatchee, because I think it would probably be Steinhatchee and Havana that drop out, and Steinhatchee probably the higher seed out of them. And then, as of now, Pixel is really hard. Maybe like Denver, but I have no idea. I need to see the play-in matches a whole lot clearer to make any predictions about, again, who's going to be in it, who's going to be a pretty high seed in it, and then who's going to lose in it. Because especially Pixel, I don't know who's going to be there. Because, like, KCR 0-5, they could probably be there, but I think they probably win. Then Buffalo, I feel like, might be last seed, so even if they lose, they might not be 9th. Vancouver, I feel like, are good enough they could get out of it. Denver probably might not be there. Like, Pixel, I have no idea how to predict it at all. Prism, I'm going to go with Steinhatchee because of what I said. But, of course, we're going to be focusing on the top 6 for the most part, especially because teams will not be getting locked to the play-in based on what I've seen this week. And so, again, one team clinched now, up to 2 more left to go in Prism, and then we could have up to 3 in Pixel as well, so make sure you keep tuning in. But that will do it for tonight, as your final score here one last time: Hanoi 3, New York 0. Again, for now, only one game on the docket for tomorrow, but there might be more added on, so make sure you're watching the Discord and this channel to know when more games go live. That does it for tonight. We'll see you tomorrow night for more Week 6.